Anyways, for the ESL tournament number 8, guys, you can type the ! brackets command in chat, and it will link you directly to the brackets. But ooh, it's a TVT. I wasn't even looking at the races because I'm a dummy. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. It's the first cast of the day, the first game of the day, and it's actually kind of a short tournament. There's best of ones that lead immediately into the best of threes at the quarterfinals. So we'll get some quick STARBOW action, to say the least. Spawning in the top right corner of the map, though probably one of the best, if not at least by the ESL rankings. Best STARBOW players currently in StarCraft 2. It is the Yellow Terran player, Beastyqt. And his opponent in the lower left. He's green, he's Terran, and you might not have heard of him, but his name is from, he's for the clan Jest, it's Sebpro. Now this is one of the things I actually really enjoy about STARBOW. I mean, there's a lot of BS I'm going to talk about here in the early game, and I'm not going to try and walk everybody through it. I mean, the first couple tournaments we were trying to introduce everybody to STARBOW, and at this point, honestly, I assume most of you know the very basics of the game. If anyone needs me to explain things in more detail, don't be shy, ask in Twitch chat, and I'll do what I can, but the thing I enjoy about STARBOW, it doesn't matter whether you are a Brood War pro, a StarCraft 2 pro, or a no-name that just picked up the game for fun. You actually see a nice spread of players from the unknown to the already well-known. An example of this are performing well in STARBOW, and a big example of this is Goody, who is probably one of the better STARBOW players now. In the first week of STARBOW, was getting his ass kicked by random people who were like Bronze League at best that picked up STARBOW for some funsies. And now him and Beastyqt kind of topped the charts 7 weeks later when they like had plenty of practice. But again, Sebpro's a player that I've never heard of, you've probably never heard of, but I don't count him out. Now the chances are that he beats Beastyqt. Probably not too great if we're going to be honest. Beastyqt is like the #1 ranked player when it comes to the ESL STARBOW tournaments, and he plays and streams STARBOW all freaking day. So it's for Sebpro a little unfortunate draw here in the first round, but looks like he is going to be doing something a little bit ballsy. Unfortunately, and ironically enough though, his Raxes are going to be late compared to that of Beasty. So Beasty's already got 1 Rax finished. He's got a Tech Lab on the way. Sebpro is going for a 2 Rax, guys, but unless this is Reapers or something, I don't know what he's gonna get done. Beasty's already gonna, I mean, bare minimum, Beasty's already got 2 Rax up before him. Of course, Sebpro had to scout the map and determine where Beasty was through process of elimination. And Beasty himself will actually research Elite Reaper training. So this is actually something I haven't seen yet in STARBOW, but is really fun. If you don't know what this does, I'll let you read the tooltip here for a moment, but it upgrades the Reapers slightly, and one of the big things it gives them is a new ability called the G4 Cluster Bomb. This is a bomb you kind of throw on the ground. It's not an attack, it's not an upgrade in that regard. It's an ability that you throw on the ground, and after about like 7 seconds it detonates and does a huge area of effect around it. Now, it does more damage to buildings, I believe, still. Yeah, 120 versus structures and 60 normal AoE. So, Beasty, well, he's scouting right now. Reapers haven't really had a place in STARBOW because of this right here. There's like retard placement when it comes to trying to get up walls. It's very limited and aware in how you can get into player spaces. But has Beasty really not seen this? Oh, God. So for him, it'd be so easy to get here with 3 Reapers, kill off the SCVs, and that's a good game, it's all over. But Sebpro's picked a position that is prime. And Beasty, I don't think he's going to scout this. And if it was, I mean, all his Reapers could be across the map, and they might kill every building that Sebpro has, and Sebpro doesn't have a chance to use his own proxied units out. But going for Fire Bats, mixing in some Marines. I mean, the range of a Reaper, I believe is the same as that of Marine in STARBOW, 4 and 4, yeah. So they still have combat drugs, guys. It doesn't show up here, but they do heal out of combat. It's very slow, though, in comparison to normal.
First Blood.
And this is going to be a little bit disheartening for Sebpro, because there's literally nothing he can do about this. He can't pull his units back at this point. He's way too invested into this, and the SCVs are just getting wrecked by all these Reapers. So Sebpro, what he has right now is what he's going to have to go with. He's not going to be able to afford too much more. Honestly, should cancel this barracks, just so he can get the extra resources for more units, but Fire Bats, of course, don't take too much guff from Reapers, and they do deal a lot of damage, but they don't have the range to deal with them. I mean, Beastyqt kite. G4 Cluster Bombs are going to be used on Mass here in a moment, and the Reapers actually get a physical upgrade, so Sebpro's getting the middle lines, but I want to show you guys the Reaper upgrade. It looks so cool as it times out here. Look at that, now they got these big-ass jetpacks. The guns are upgraded, and they can start casting abilities. Now, whether they do or not, we'll find out in a second. SCVs are pulled away from the Fire Bats, running for their lives. Both players could technically lift up buildings. And if Beasty can get away, well, he's got an orbital is the thing. He can call down and make SCVs, whereas Sebpro can't. Sebpro's literally used every resource available to him on on making units out of these 4 racks. Unfortunately, that's not going to cut it. BC did get the SCVs out alive, and those are the cluster bombs I was talking about, guys. They have not a super long cooldown, but a long enough cooldown to not make them broken and overpowered. It does a ton of buildings, though. You just line the side of a building with them. Command Center has been lifted. It's not quite burning, so Sebpro's not going to be out of this game anytime soon. That being said, the Reaper's going to have to do some pretty intense hit and run combined with the actual G4 cluster bombs to get things... What? Ibarra? Who the fuck? This little dude named Ibarra that apparently belongs to Beastie, but not really. It's just a critter or something. That's weird. I've never... Okay, so anyways, the G4 cluster bombs can be used at range. They're castable on location. I'm going to leave the unit stab up because there's not going to be any production anytime soon. And it's a best of 1, guys, not a best of 3. So for Beastie, there's actually a lot on the line right now. That being said, he's a little bit better prepared to deal with this than Sebpro currently has. We got cluster bombs coming down everywhere. They do friendly fire, so you do have to be careful of that. But as we see, picking off a Marine or 2, I mean, slow but steady wins the race, and Beastie can heal, Sebpro can't. Getting up a little bit too close to these fire beds, though, and as we can see, even a full volley from these Reapers doesn't do the most damage to the fire beds, but they can kite them all day. It's like the world's slowest Ultralist chasing them down. It's just not that big of a threat. They need Marine support. They need Marine fire. Beastie's protected his own base, and quite frankly, this game is looking all but over for poor Sebpro. Marine's just getting popped off. Fire bats go down, and this is... Yeah, he's got 3 Marines and 2 fire beds left. That's about it. BC's reestablished his base. He can build a Viking if necessary. Unfortunately, Sebpro can't do anything. He doesn't have the resources to build another SCV, to get himself back in this game. And the cluster charges are just being littered all over the map. And as you can see, they do a ton of splash damage to buildings. So, game 1, definitely going to go in the favor here of Beastyqt. Big congratulations to him. God, the Reapers look so cool. I love the upgraded Reaper, the Elite Reaper model. I wish you could get that in regular StarCraft, but lifting up his buildings perhaps being a bit of a pain for now. Sebpro is going to try and just stall this game out for as long as possible. But again, BC's got to be careful he doesn't walk over his own mines. The cluster charges do friendly fire. I want to remind you guys. Oh, I didn't realize. I should have been looking at the production or the unit stab. He does have 2 SCVs. He's managed to get them to the top left. But even if he tries to recover this game, the reality is he's so far behind. BC's got 18 workers. He's got an economy. He's getting his factory in order to get a starport so he can get those freaking Vikings out to chase down these buildings flying in the air. Even with the bunker down, there's just no real threat here to BC. Takes out the last of the fire bats of the Marines and will charge over to the top left of the map and start looking for where the base could possibly be of his opponent. Because, of course, the "you have been revealed" message hasn't been broadcast. BC knows there's still a command center available somewhere. But I don't think that's going to deter him at all. Barracks heading to the top left are dead giveaway. That's probably where the base is. And yeah, this game is very much over, but Sebpro reluctantly trying his best to stay in this. Beastie has spread his units out far and thin to look for the base, but really just needs to come to the top left, and there you have it. Command center is lifted, but if he kills the SCVs, Sebpro can only build 1 more, and I think even at this point, Sebpro, yeah, he knows. GG. So first game going to go to Beastyqt. Congrats to him. Yeah, we'll see what we get into next. I'm probably not going to run too many ads today, guys, so don't worry about that. Oh, Beastie's streaming too, if you want to see his first person point of view. His streams on Team Liquid is, of course, Twitch TV/Beastyqt.